Okay. All right, so we're gonna plug in 1, we're gonna plug in 2, we're gonna plug in 3, we're gonna plug in 4, all the way up to 6. So 1 squared plus 6 is 7. 2 squared plus 6 is 10. 3 squared plus 6, 15. Yeah, okay. That's why. So 22, 31. This is 6, so 36 plus 6 is 42. That's fine. But that's basically it. You just plug it in and solve it. That's what for every one from 1 to 6. It's just it's in the instructions, yeah. It'll say, please give me the first 6. And like almost perfectly written like that. Write the first 6 terms. Or whatever amount of terms. Probably will be 6, but you know. Yeah, you just plug in 1, 2, 3. That's like what a sequence is. That's like basically that. So the second one, so 7. My mistake when I first taught it, I'm like, yo, you got to make the rule. I should not expect you to make the rule based off this situation. All I would ask you to actually do is just give me what the pattern is. And so, yeah, something like that. So let's say number 7. Number 7, in this section or this type of question, guys in the middle, in this type of question, I would ask you for 2 things. 1, describe to me what's happening and then give me the next term. So for number 7, it's 2, 4, 8, 16.
Oh wait, we're doing the problems on the review sheet. I didn't process that.
8, 16. That's fine. 2, 4, 8, 16. These worksheets don't really give space for the work on there, so it makes sense. So here, we're going to go up and up. So what's happening in the pattern?
Times 2, yeah.
Yeah, so in the test, I would ask you to please write something along the lines of it's times 2 or times 2. Something like you're telling me what the, and you just give me the next term.
Times 2, r equals 2.
R equals 2, that's perfectly fine. And then what would be the next term? 32. So those type of questions, I'm just going to ask you. I'm not asking you to make the rule unless it's arithmetic or geometric. This happens to be geometric, but
like number 9, I'm not going to do that. Like
number 9, let's do that.
What about 8?
8 looks like it's cubes.
That's what.
Yeah. So this one, 1 over 1, 1 over 4. Now, when I say what's happening, does not mean you actually have to figure out what am I multiplying or dividing. You just tell me what the pattern looks like. What does the pattern look like?
5.
What do you think is the next number then?
That makes no sense. How would it be 5? Because 1 times 9, 4 to 9 is 5. Yeah, 9 to 4 is 4. I know. I don't really know.
What can we?
Ignoring this one. And then 9 to 16 is.
Okay, what's the bottom numbers?
Not 5.
The bottom numbers are famous numbers. What numbers are they? They're the what?
The denominators.
Yeah, they are the denominators, but
0.25.
I know, right?
come on, guys. It's 1, 4, 9, 16. These numbers are what?
Squares.
Squares, guys.
Why?
They're squares.
Why would I know that?
Yeah, you see these numbers all the time. How you gonna do this?
Not like that. I actually don't like. Yeah, don't give us that question.
Are you telling me if I wrote this, you would be able to get it, but this you don't get?
No, I still
Oh
don't get that. No, I still don't get it. I'd be like, that makes no sense.
Okay.
I would write it, there's no pattern.
No.
I'd also write that. No, I just exactly.
When it comes to fraction, you want to describe what's happening on top and what's happening at the bottom separately. So on top, is anything changing?
No.
No, so it's just 1. But on the bottom, what are they again? They're the squares. So you could say something like
X squared.
like on top stays 1. And on bottom are squares.
You can just say our squares.
Yeah, there are squares. Or they're squared numbers. Or is there you literally in words to describe. You could write not a picture of a square. You could write like x squared or something like that. That's fine. No, you don't just write a square. It would be n squared actually. The rule is n squared. I'll do that for 8. But then here it'll be 1 over 25 would be the next number.
The top stays the same.
You have to mention what's happening on top and bottom. I'll do number 8 and I'll do number 10 after.
If it wasn't those numbers, but there were also squares.
If there wasn't those numbers,
Like if it was like I don't know.
I mean, if they're random numbers, probably wouldn't work.
No, like the numbers that are, could also be square rooted.
Yeah, you can say it like that, that's fine.
So how do you identify that? Oh, yeah.
How do you identify their squares?
Like you just know that you can square them, so you say.
No. They have perfect square roots. They're perfect squares, like
Oh,
four,
wait.
four.
So if they weren't those numbers and there were other perfect squares, it's also the same thing?
Yeah.
Or is it specifically 1, 4, 9, 16?
Like if you had something like this, I can see what you're saying, like 1/9, 1/25.
Yeah.
Then you have to mention like, it's perfect square skipping. That would be very difficult though. I would not give you that, but considering this was difficult, I'm not gonna give you something like that.
Oh, it's a pattern. Oh.
It's some pattern. You just literally describe the pattern. Yeah.
Wait. And then for 8, it's just like, no, it's 1 cubed and 2 cubed.
Good.
3
So 8. What is this one?
cubed.
Good. They're cubes, right? 1 cube, 2 cube, 3 cube. You could say technically he's right. It should be n cubed because x cubes is fine. Like this is enough. You could say they're cubes. Please don't draw a cube.
Wait. How did I know that?
You have to look at the numbers and make the pattern from it. Yeah?
1 to 8
Ellie.
is,
What's that?
it's not 1 to 8. It's because for each one, you get 1, 2, 3.
Review packet. We're on point 1.
Fit into the
Does this say 300?
equation. I have to make the equation. I don't really.
You're not making the equation. You're just describing it. That's why you could also put in words. That you do have to do. You have to see the pattern.
It's not 8 to 27. It's when the if the 1 fits into that and then
2 fits in that. Yes,
Yeah,
you're
there's one
thinking the
pattern
correct
where
way.
you like add it or whatever.
Mhm.
How am I supposed to know what that's the third? 8 to the third is not 27.
Yeah, I agree. 3 to the third is 27. Remember, you're plugging in 1, 2, 3, 4. You gotta think of it like that.
What? I will never understand that.
Shit.
That
I-
makes no sense. I just got that 4 seconds.
Actually,
No, I know that, but I'm saying I'm never gonna, because I can't plug it into the air. I have to figure out what to plug it into. I'm not gonna figure that out. That's what I'm saying. I would never know. Oh, yeah, and the third, like never.
Alright, so that issue is beyond my.
So what is 8? What x to the third is 8? Is that what you're saying?
second to the third would be 8, right?
So every one of those goes to the third.
Yeah.
But so do like 700 other numbers.
Yeah, but this is the 4 numbers I gave you.
Why?
But that's just the pattern. I don't
Why
understand.
is that a pattern?
Because they're all cubes.
They just happen to be somewhat the same.
What do you mean they just happen? You think I just picked 4 random numbers and I got them all right?
That's like an off-brand pattern. It does not work.
No, it's a pattern.
No.
I don't know. You're like applying like I'm picking random numbers and I got lucky that they're all cubes. No, they're not random numbers.
One's not plugging anything in.
Yeah, one
Uh,
cube.
Remember, that's actually important.
Wait,
Remember,
how is that from the- wait, hold on. It's not a pattern because how do you give them the one state? If I put 1 in to end to the third, there is no 8. 8, it has to start from 8. It cannot start from.
okay,
8.
what if you plugged in 2 to the third?
3, 4. I bet if you plug in a 1 for end third, you're gonna get 3. Wait.
I'll let you figure that one out.
One second,
And then 16, the next one would be 125.
So it's like 1 to the third is 1. 2 to the Ah. third is 8. That's so ugly.
Okay, let's talk about 12.
It's like, wow, you're crazy.
I don't know if I'm the crazy one here, okay?
What?
I thought I had a Benedict.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
The highs or the Benedict?
Okay.
Plus 1 on the bottom, plus 4 on the top.
Good. And this one, plus 2, you mean? Or times 2, you mean?
I just said,
Or plus 4,
oh,
actually.
yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, plus 4, yeah. Okay, so for this one, in this section, I want to be clear, you do not need to make the equation. If you really want to make the equation, great, but you just need to describe what's happening. So you could say plus 4 on top while plus 1 on the bottom. You could just describe what's happening. Yeah, I'm not asking you to make the equation. You just look at the pattern. Hey, the top is adding 4 each time, the bottom is adding 1 each time, so it's plus 4 minus plus 1 on top. What's the next one going to be
I
then?
thought you can't do addition.
20/6. Ooh.
I'm telling you, this is not the formula. This is just you literally describing it. How do you want to
I
describe
thought
it?
we can't add to find patterns. No, you can.
That is not the equation. The equation is not going to evolve 4/1, which is okay. I'm just asking you to describe, literally, how would you describe this pattern? Okay,
Okay, that's fine, but number 8 is illegal.
okay.
Illegal, bro.
Be ready for something like number 8, okay?
Okay, I'm not, so when you see like
Wait,
a minus,
wait, what's
when
the
you like
pattern
have to put
number
a minus 2
3?
on my test.
Number 3,
I don't blame
Minus
myself.
2 or minus 20?
number 3,
No, I mean 8, what's the
Oh.
pattern?
number 8, everything's
Three.
cubed. So 1 cubed is 1, 2 cubed is 8, 3 cubed is 27, 4 cubed is 64. So the next one should be 5 cubed, which is
What
okay,
if it was like plus 4 minus 1?
that's okay. You just have to describe that as plus 4 minus 1.
Okay.
Like 4 on top, 1 on bottom, you're saying, something like that? Yeah. All right, number 20, we're gonna use these symbols.
Oh, I don't like that.
This is
Oh,
7.2.
This is review.
Oh, we're just doing a review. Where are we? Wow.
We're on 7.1, we're on number 20 now.
Can you staple these backwards?
What are you talking about?
No, the first page is formulas.
Oh, fine.
Should have been the back.
I'll keep that in mind for the next time. So,
Can we just have this be on the test?
No.
Why?
because you're supposed to know it.
Remember when the LBI had those weird
Religiously
circles on my stomach?
motivated.
Remember
Don't
that?
forget it.
Wherever,
Don't forget it.
First the non-kosher gum, then.
Yeah, I'm getting recorded. I can't say that.
I mean,
You took my gum from me. I guess you stole my gum, actually.
I did have a picture of it. I have a picture of it. I didn't send that to you.
All right. So this one,
Why is there a 20?
Oh,
that's question 20. 4 to 8, 3K minus 2. What is this? What does the symbol mean? What does that mean? I'm going to do. This right here is the formula or pattern I'm going to do.
And you start at 4.
I start at 4, so I'm going to plug in a 4. Then I'm going to count up to 8. So 5, 6, 7, and I need 8.
How do you know that?
Because this number on the bottom is 4, so I start at 4, and this number on top is 8, so I stop at 8 from the bottom up. So that means I'm going to take a 4 and plug it into the equation. 3K minus 2, or 3 times 4 minus 2,
The steps instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, you're doing 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
because the symbol shows it here. Yeah.
13.
Okay. 10. This one is going to be 13. Yeah, 13. You're right. 16, 19, and 22. Okay, but remember, this symbol doesn't just mean list, it means to add them. So just add them at the end. Again, you can add these quickly.
No,
if
we
you
don't do
want.
the lines, we use calculators.
Okay, fine. Okay.
Okay,
32,
maybe ask
64, 80. Okay.
That part isn't hard, but like,
Then
remembering
you
what
add them
to
all
do is
together.
hard.
What's up?
Never mind.
Okay.
So the answer is 80.
80.
You don't need to
You
show
add
10,
that?
13, 16, 19, and 22.
I'm sure you could add it on calculator. I don't mind.
But I'm-
You already, you already showed me these. This is showing me your work. Like you knew what you did.
Hmm.
If you wrote just 80, I'll be like, well, what did you do to get that? You know, then you have to show me something. 21. Yeah, you know it. It's I.
That one's really good.
Yeah, I'll make it worse.
Oh.
Sad.
It's just the variable they chose. You could choose any variable.
Oh, so K is the same as I?
K and the same with I. That's why they have to point out what variable you're
I
using.
thought
on the
you were
bottom.
talking about the square root of -1.
Yeah.
I is also used for that in general. Yeah.
Wait, so we have to like do like 2 terms. Oh, no.
3, right?
Yeah.
Because yeah. So you're gonna need at 2, you're gonna need at 3, and you're gonna need at 4. So you plug in 2 to this equation. 4 plus 2 plus 4 is 10. You plug in 3 to this equation. 9 plus 3 plus 4, 16.
10,
9 plus 12, 4, 16, yeah.
24. It's 3. Oh, that's awkward. 4 is.
Wait, why is there I? Oh, it's just.
It's just whatever variable, yeah. It could be whatever value. Like the last one is, oh, the last one's also I. I don't know why they use I. I is like a horrible variable to use, not only because it has a special meaning, but because it looks like a 1 if you write it as a, not a script. And you decided together.
Wait, so then number 22, you have to do 22 of them?
Yes, but there is a faster way to do that because,
Can you give us like the most like 8 of them? Like,
yeah, but
it's a lot.
that is a lot, but no, I mean, the concept you get though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Don't worry about it. We'll just go to the
Wait,
next one.
isn't it just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
All the way up to 22, yeah.
Yeah, it's literally this.
Yeah, but then you have to add that. I can imagine if you type it in a calculator, instead of doing the lines like I
Also, then
suggest.
it's to write one.
Yeah,
Also, you
yeah.
get one number.
Yeah,
People are like, that's
you
really
type it
hard.
wrong, yeah, so that I would
Right,
take that
so
off.
let's not.
I mean, it's good to understand the concept, but I would not give you that type of question. I would not give you that much,
You just remember 50 on the board?
No,
it's 50's the answer, my bad.
Oh, I was like,
My bad.
You wouldn't give us number 22?
I would not give you something that makes you do 22 different things. I would not do that on one question, because that's just asking somebody to slip up the calculator once and then they get the wrong answer, which is not really fair. Okay, 7.2. Now we're talking about arithmetic sequences. Okay, so 1 through 6 is asking, are they arithmetic or not? So remember, what makes something arithmetic?
There's an adding or subtracting.
Good. They're adding, subtracting, very important, consistently. They're adding, subtracting consistently.
Really?
So like,
It is, it's -7.
good. So like number 1, it is. So when it says explain why or not, you're just going to tell me the pattern. Yeah. So in this case, number 1, 2, -5, -12, -19, -26. This one is adding a -7. You can also say just subtracting 7 each time. So you're going to tell me, yes, it's arithmetic, or I might have it all in one section. So it'll be like adding. So think of A for adding.
Can I just say yes, subtract by 7?
Yeah. Yes, -7 even. Plus -7 or -7 is both the same. Yeah.
2 minus 7.
Now, I'm going to tell you on the test, what I'm probably going to do is going to be one section where it's like, tell me if it's arithmetic, geometric, or neither.
What is geometric?
The multiplication one. Well, that's on the next section. You want to put it on that
Are
one.
you sure, Rebecca?
But either way, that one, you got to have to, you can't just write yes. You got to tell me if it's arithmetic or geometric. Okay. All right. Something like number 3. That's why you always have to look at all of it. 0, -5, -10, -12, -20. So number 3, you would say -5. Yeah, you're like -5, -5. Oh, probably -5.
So it's
Yeah.
none.
Yeah, this one's none or no, or neither, I guess would be in that case.
You don't need to explain why, right?
You don't have to explain why it's not.
All right, I did it for like.
Okay, that's fine.
Wait, what about number 2?
Number 2, looks like you're adding 2.5 each time.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, yeah.
Number 4, what about number 4?
You're
Aren't
just,
you multiplying like
oh, so it's not it.
So if the question was, is it arithmetic? The answer is no. But on your test, it's going to say, is it arithmetic, geometric, or neither? For number 4, you would write down geometric because it's multiplying by 2 each time. Okay. All right. Let's look at 7. -4. So it's first asking you to write the rule. Then write the rule, then find the 10th term. Okay. Now the 10th term, you could technically just count up to 10. You're allowed to do that. But let's first find the rule. And then we're going to use the rule to find the answer. So the rule is, well, the generic rule is AN equals A1, not equals, plus D
D.
and -1. It's D in when it's adding or subtracting because this is the difference between them versus R for rate in multiplication. No. So then we're going to do AN equals, she said no.
I don't buy it.
why would you?
Okay, you could ask her and then have a wonderful conversation. And then 6 and -1. Okay. And I'm going to simplify this formula.
Oh, you just plugged it in.
Yeah, I just plugged them in. I should say this though. A1 is the first term and the D is the pattern. So I'm
So
plusing
can I just
6.
write R instead of D because I don't think to me it's R.
That's fine. That's fine.
Wait, isn't it the power? Or is it not?
That's the geometric.
Oh.
6n minus 6. AN equals 6n minus 10. So that's the formula.
Wait.
I distribute and then I combine like terms. So -4 minus 6 is -10. So now if I want A10, I just take my formula. You could take this one too, but I'll take the bottom one, which is a little bit more simple.
Wait, so what are we trying to do right now?
It says in the instructions, first find the arithmetic sequence, then find A10.
8. Oh, so what, can I just keep adding?
You could just keep adding, but since you already have the formula, I'm just gonna plug it in the formula.
I would just do 20 plus 6 and then 26 plus 6.
You could, I told you, I said it in the beginning very quickly, but you could just do that. That's totally fine.
Sounds great.
A10 equals 50 though in this one.
Wait, 8, how do you plug it in? You do 8, 10 equals 6, 10 minus 10.
I just took the formula and just plugged in a 10 in the end. God bless you.
Wait,
You get the N for the next step, so you just plug it in.
Yeah, they tell you A10, so that is this
So
end.
you put 10 in.
Yeah, that's what I've been
But then
trying to
when
say.
you do -1,
-1?
because N -1.
No, because I simplified the formula over here. If you plug 10 over here, you would do that. You
Then I
get,
just plug 10 over there.
yes, perfectly fine. You should also get 50. If you don't get 50, that means you simplified wrong or something went wrong. Okay. And then you could always check your work if you have extra time, just count it up like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you need to check your answer. Okay. Let's do something like number 10. Which is, they tell you D equals 5. And they tell you A of 5 equals 33.
So
So we need the formula. But in the formula, what do we need in the formula? We need A1.
What's D equal?
D is the pattern.
I thought R is-
R is the pattern for geometrics. D is for difference, as in what's the difference between each one? And then R is for rate. What's the rate between one another?
After there's 2 formulas?
Yes, well, there's there's 2 different things we learn, arithmetic and geometric. And then there's 2 formulas for each. It's for finding the formula and adding a lot of them together.
Coach, this whole math thing,
It's great, I know.
I don't mess with it.
All right, so I need to find A1. So what I'm gonna do is just plug in everything I know. For example, I know what A5 actually equals. What does A5 actually equals? 33. So I'm gonna put 33 for A5 equals, I don't know what A1 is, plus I do know what D is in this case, which is 5.
33 equals, I plugged in A5.
Yeah, but what is A5? 33. So we want to put a number that we can actually work with. We can't actually work with A5.
A5 is not A1.
Sarah?
No, then you plug in 5 for the.
And yeah. No, I don't like that they're the same number, but this 5 is from the N5, AN, and this 5 is from the D.
Is it decimal?
It shouldn't be, right? You're not dividing, so no, it shouldn't be a decimal. 5 minus 1 is 4, and then 4 times 5 is 20. Subtract 20 on both sides. Let me extend and then move it up here. So this is A1, which is good. Then we're going to use that to use the equation, to make the equation. So we're going to do AN equals 13 plus 5 n minus 1. I would like to simplify this. So 13 plus 5n minus 5. Combine like terms.
Don't you have 10?
Minus,
Already solving for A10.
eventually, yeah.
Wait, eventually.
What are you solving for?
Why can't
Yeah,
you just-
First, I'm making the equation right now.
No, but you can just plug it into the thing.
Why can't you just plug in A10?
Into where?
Into
It's a
A10.
13 plus 5 and minus 1.
You could, but I do ask for the sequence. So I'm asking for the formula. So you do got to make me.
Yeah, wait.
This is sequence. I'm just simplifying
Okay,
it.
wait, do I have to simplify it? Because when you simplify it, confuses me, so I just don't do that.
You need to simplify.
Why?
I'm trying to think.
Like, I don't need, that's
We've
the
never
point.
done that in any of other work. We just
And
plugged
it's
in.
too confusing. It like, I don't know, it messes me up.
You just plugged in.
I'm just confused. I'm like, because there's so many A's and M's and I just don't know what's what and I don't know when I'm supposed to stop.
I guess you don't have to simplify. That's fine. Doesn't matter.
Why are you plugging 15 into that equation when you already have AN? So why would you?
Well, I'm making the generic equation, which has A1 and D in it. Now with that information, like, okay, so on the test, I will not force you to simplify. But now you have this equation, you could take it and now do the A10 part.
Wait, so I have to write out that equation first, I can't just put in the A10 like right away?
If you
Like,
plug in
right,
the,
like what you're writing right now, can I just give that as my equation and then solve for 10?
sure, because I will see your equation is correct here.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So
Maybe
8,
not if we just rewrite it for no reason.
okay, this is a 9, so 45.
Yeah. Wait, why is that 9? Oh, 1.
A10 ends up equaling
What are you trying to find?
58. So there's a couple things I'm finding along the way. First, I found A1. Why do I need A1? Because I need it for this part of the equation
To find what?
to eventually find A10
Where did it ask for A10?
in the instruction in the bold on the top of
Oh,
like on my test, it'll be like make the equation, then in a little separate section, find A10 to be clear. Because I understand even when I fresh read it, I would like forget to do
so
that.
when you rewrite it, why don't you plug in?
Like lines, like a line graph, like line paper.
No, like, give us like when you ask the question. put, like,
There'll be
lines.
separate, there'll be separate sections. So it'll be like, here it'll say, give me the sequence, then underneath it, with a gap, underneath it, find A10. Underneath that, maybe I'll say find A20 to show.
So if you have AM, why don't you put in second?
You say here?
Like you, there you have 33 for AM.
Yeah.
So why don't you put it into the equation again? In purple.
Why can't I put in 10 in the black, like you're saying, right?
No.
No, here in the purple?
Yes, you wrote AM, why can't you write 33?
This is what Rebecca asked. You could just skip right to this. That's fine. I'll allow it.
But then-
Because if I see this equation, I know you did it correct.
but then there, again, you're putting.
Because I would, but I,
You know AM is 33.
no, I know A5. A very specific answer is 33. This is AN. This is any answer for any N.
Once you find the rate, can you just like?
I don't get that.
You could do something like that.
So much easier.
You could just count it up, yeah.
Can I just do that?
You could, there's no mess up. All right,
Wouldn't A10 be double?
no.
Okay.
Okay, see, that's why I kind of say plug it in, man.
Well, A5 is 33,
Okay,
so that means A10 is
A6 is
58.
38.
So that means 5 to 10 is 5. So 5 times 5.
No, because it goes, each one you're adding. like,
you definitely doing more work to just plug it in an equation though, at that point. I don't agree with that method, but you do you.
I just keep plugging in. Like
Just do it right.
5 plus
240,
5 plus 5. Yeah,
don't miscount.
I won't.
Okay, dope, all right.
Won't.
All right, dope.
Jeez.
So this one, we have A20 equals 240, A15 equals 170. I need to figure out how to get a A1, and I need to figure out how to get
R.
the D.
Where's D? come from?
It's D in the arithmetic, it's R in geometric.
Why'd you switch the letter? Just leave it as R.
No, it's always been D.
Can you just do the whole dividing? thing?
So for this one, I want to find D first. In order to find D, I'm gonna do the dividing thing I think you're talking about.
X1, X.
Yeah, 240 minus 170. Very important, since I put 240 first, I gotta put 20 first. It has to match. 20 minus 15. I should say it has to be consistent. So if you put 170 first, you have to put 15 first.
75.
70 over 5. And that's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14 is my D. Now we need to find A1, AN. Well, I need to find A1. And I have two specific points. It doesn't matter which one I choose to plug in to solve it. So I'll choose the one with smaller numbers. So 170 equals A1, which I still don't know, plus 14 times 15 minus 1.
-40.
170 equals A1. This is going to be 14 times 14. So that's 196. Subtract to right 196 on both sides. Negative 36. And then this one, it just has to give me the rule. So I got to write the final rule. AN equals Negative 36 plus 14 and minus 1.
But you're trying, what are we trying to find?
Since it just asks you to write the final rule or write the rule of the sequence, this is the rule of the sequence. So you can write it like that. If you want to simplify, that's fine, but to be fair, I guess you don't really have to, so.
I think it's
What's 26? What are you talking about? It's negative 36, no? I know, you're right, it's negative 26, my bad. I made a mistake. Thank you, Ellie. So 26, 26, 26. That's why you should take your time and check your work, or you make mistakes on me. All right. Number 19. I. 3I minus 1. Okay, this symbol is telling me to add these. Now, you could always just go position 1, position 2, position 3, plug it in. I'm going to use the equation that that allows us to add a arithmetic very quickly. That equation is S of n equals D times A1 plus AN over 2. If you're in panicking and you don't forget the formula, you could always just plug in 1, plug in 2, plug in 3, plug in 4. It might be easier for you. The other one I just told you SN. This one I'm showing you in the symbols.
Oh, this is not infinity.
There's not an infinity one. No.
The infinity one is like the whole.
Oh my god, I'm not sure if that
Decimals.
was this.
Yes, that's the decimal thingies.
That they could come.
You
up.
said it's gonna come back to like 3 numbers though.
Wait, did we?
They should typically come in or a clean fraction at the minimum.
Well, most of them came out the decimal next time.
No idea what to do last. I mean, I didn't see it, the homework.
I mean, we're probably gonna finish with this problem right here, and then tomorrow we'll do another full day of just doing 3.7.3, 7.4 again. Okay.
A1 is 1.
So let's just figure out what A1 is. A1, I would just plug in 1 here. 3 times 1 minus 1 is 2.
2 plus 8?
Yeah, 3 minus 1 is 2.
No, I'm saying.
And then A8 is going to be, it's going to be plugged that in. Well, we'll finish this tomorrow, okay? I'll save this and stuff. I'll also post this recording, okay?